Good morning. Today is August 15, 2020, Saturday, and I am Sudarshan Sukhani. Let me first greet you on Independence Day today. My best wishes to all Indians and the viewers. Sorry. We will talk about the Nifty intraday trading methods that we discuss every day. First, we will review our plans for yesterday, Friday, August 14. The plans were made and discussed with you on Thursday evening. And then we will see what we plan to do on Monday. That is day after tomorrow, Monday, August 17. Our plans for Friday were very simple. The market was in a very narrow range, so I suggested that we will not look at any direct intraday trades. We will not look at 15-minute breakouts or take a view that we are going up or going down, we will buying a dip, anything. We will not do anything of that sort because the market is in a very narrow range and we do not know where the market is going. When the market goes into a huddle like this in a narrow range, then the idea is that it is ready to break out in one direction or the other, and the breakout will be very impressive. But we don't know the direction. So the best thing for tomorrow was to look at the range boundaries and take the intraday trade in whichever direction the market breaks out. The boundaries were roughly 11,365, 370 on the upside and 11,240 on the downside. This was our plan for Friday. We will wait for one of these boundaries to break and take a trade in that direction. You know, the markets do their own thing. The best plans of human beings can go here and there, which is exactly what happened. We are waiting for a breakout on the upside or on the downside. The market said, well, if you want breakouts, why not take so many breakouts? Why just one? So first, the Nifty broke on the upside and then it broke on the downside. Two breakouts for the price of one. That's the way the markets do. Now, when the Nifty crossed that level of 11,365, 370, we should have gone long. That was the trade. So if you went long, that was quite correct. But where did you put your stop? Remember, we are taking an intraday trade and the stop should have been below the low of the first 15 minutes or below the day's low. That was 11,320. The stop was not the other side of the trading range. It wasn't 11,240 because you are taking an intraday trade. Once you go long, the lows should be your stop loss. That's almost given, and we discuss that every day. That was our stop. The Nifty went up from 11,370 to 11,400. The futures then started coming down. Now we had 2-3 options. That depends on the trader. You could move your stop to break even. Once it is 30 points in your favor, you can say, I don't want to lose any money on this. Or you could keep your stop at 11,320, the low of the day. And you could say, it could become choppy, but there is a breakout on the upside. I will get out only if the low is broken. Well, the low was broken for a 50-point a loss. And then the Nifty then obliged us on the downside by breaking below 11,240. That was our second intraday trade, which is not what we expected, but the market gave us a second trade and we have to take it because we are taking a breakout of these boundaries and now the market is breaking that boundary. That trade should have given you money because from 240 the Nifty went all the way down to 111. So that was a 130-point decline. Now it is not necessary that you caught the decline all the way to the downside, but you should have caught some of that decline, and whatever you got should have compensated for the long position loss and hopefully given you some profit. How you actually took that trade, where you exited, where the stop loss, where the target was taken, that depends individually on each trader. I cannot say which one is right or wrong. There are 100 ways of trading. But principally, this is the trade, this is the way we would have traded, and we did trade, and this is where profit should have been taken at some point or the other, which would have compensated for that long position. That was the day that went, and before I talk about Monday, let me share with you what I did. Now, I have already told you that the idea was that the market is willing to go through a big breakout. So rather than take any trade in futures, I thought it's much better to be patient because there is always the possibility that markets may first give a false breakout and then break out in the other direction. Always. Markets can do anything. So what I did was I bought a call of strike 11,300 and a put of 11,350. Why these two? Because the Nifty was trading almost in the middle of this range. So I took slightly in the money calls. You know, in the money calls are always a little cheaper than out of the money calls. And I just kept quiet. Let it break out. If it doesn't break out today, it will break out on Monday. The market will move in one direction. Luckily for me, it went down. It went up fine with me. I'm waiting for that breakout. 30 points is not a breakout anyway. I talked about a big move. Then it went down, gave me that big move, and I exited just before the market closed, a little 15-20 minutes for a profit. That's the whole purpose of intraday trading, and that purpose was achieved luckily, even though it was very volatile. Options become a little easier. I like now to keep life easy for myself. But most people would have taken futures trades, and that's what we are discussing. Now Monday. Monday could be volatile. You know, Nifty was suggesting, Singapore was suggesting that we could be at 11,240, we could be anywhere. It's crazy. We won't enter the market when it is crazy. So we will leave the market to do whatever it wants for the first 45 minutes and look to trade in the direction of the breakout of the first hour till 10 o'clock. Hopefully by 10 o'clock in the morning, market should stabilize and decide on a direction for the day, hopefully. And that's when we will decide on a trade, up or down, and decide on a stop loss and a target. But first 45 minutes, I won't trade. Too much volatility, no direction, perhaps. There's no sense. That's the view for Monday. I hope you get some benefits from these videos. I will meet you again on Monday evening. And thanks for watching it. Jai Hind. And since today is Independence Day, perhaps this requires an encore. Jai Hind, Jai Hind. Thanks.